Rolling. That was quick. Where is he? Your shirt is stuck on a piece of branch. Just FYI.
Watch out. Can we need help? Hold it.
Oh shit.
Alright, coming down.
Woo!
The chaparral-covered hills and mountains running along coastal Southern California are amongst some of the most beautiful landscapes in the country. Just a short drive from some of the most popular beaches in Southern California are gorgeous areas of rolling hills, deep ravines, and rocky hillsides which are home to a huge array of wildlife. Mountain lions, bobcats, deer, coyotes, and many endangered species call these mountain ranges home. Today we are trekking through these brush and rock-covered hills in search of a venomous creature that most others would probably choose to not encounter on their afternoon hike. However, these rocky hillsides are perfect for this creature, and with some luck, hopefully we can turn one up so you can learn more about them up close and hopefully replace fear and anxiety with appreciation and respect. All right, welcome back to Take to the Wild. Got Bennett on board today, and he's been looking for reptiles and wildlife with us forever as well. We got the snake hook here, and you know what that means? It means we're looking for something that's venomous. Pretty close to the coast, only 30 minutes away from the ocean here in Southern California, and it's a beautiful spot, real expansive forest here, and it's nice to be out. And hopefully we're turning stuff up in a minute. Next time you see us, hopefully you're gonna see some cool animals. So stay tuned. Ciao! So best trick to catch a lizard is you gotta distract him, you gotta not make eye contact, and you gotta come with the hand he's not paying attention to.
What do we got there, Bryce?
Another bluebelly, the western fence lizard, but check those colors out. Beautiful blue. And they use this for establishing, communications as far as territory and mating goes. They use this to communicate with other western fence lizards. Real common. Woo!
It was nice knowing you.
There goes the western fence lizard.
All right.
It's just the ultimate game of hide and seek.
The search continues.
And the search continues.
It's like a perfect little walk. It's deep too.
Look at that nice little hamstring stretch there. He's doing the Warrior 2 pose.
Oh, yeah.
Full range in motion. And deep breath in. And out. And in.
Hey, if you can, come down this way when you come down.
And out. Now, I just need you to go on top of that boulder. Give me a nice chaturanga. There you are. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. I was like, I don't want to jump on you.
Horn lizard, right here, right in front of me.
Yeah.
Go, go, go.
Oh, beautiful. That's what we're after right there. Nice, dude. Good spot. Oh, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
You got it?
Yeah, got him. Got him.
Oh my God, all right.
All right. So, this is the Blainesville horn lizard. And as you can tell, he's a cute little reptile. He's got these, he's kind of got a look to him like the reptilian pancake, He's just this short, little fat, flat, round lizard. He's opened his mouth. He's trying to show us that he's not something to be eaten. As you can tell, he was pretty easy to catch, and that's because they're really slow. They don't rely on speed to escape predators. So because of that, they rely on a lot of other adaptations that let them get by and not get eaten by animals. So to start with those adaptations, as you can tell, he's really studded with all these horns, these sharp scales, and these are actually kind of soft, but if you look at his head, these are actually pretty sharp. They're really hard, and if you were a snake trying to swallow this lizard, that would make it extremely difficult. You wouldn't be able to get that down your throat. It would cut you up, it'd be hard to swallow. So that's his first line of defense. Now, if that doesn't work, he also has another really insane defense mechanism, and it's called auto-hemorrhaging. And what he does is, say a coyote's, trying to eat him or grab him or facing off with him, he'll use capillary action and pressure in his head to squirt blood out of his eyes. The blood will actually eject from both eyes and in just a straight shooting stream at the animal's face. And there's a couple theories of what the blood does. Obviously, it might sting the eyes of the predator. It's definitely going to disorientate the predator. It's going to freak him out. It might taste bad if it gets in his mouth. And if that animal panics or shakes his head just for a second, it might give this lizard just enough time to make a getaway. As you can see, when we came up on him, he was sitting in like a little bit of shade, a little bit of sunlight. That helps with this broken up pattern of different colors. It helps him blend in with that. So they used to be extremely common in Southern California, but unfortunately with a lot of development of houses, their habitat has kind of disappeared. And also the other major reason that they've been disappearing is because their main food source is made up of almost 90% of harvester ants. That's their main food source. They need special chemicals in the ant's body to survive. And the harvester ants have been displaced by a non-native invasive ant called the Argentine ant. And those are those tiny little black ants that you see pretty much everywhere that get in your house or in your backyard. Those aren't native, and they've been displacing the native harvester ant, which this needs to survive. So pretty much anywhere the Argentine ant lives, this lizard has disappeared. Luckily, we're in a really beautiful spot. It's been protected, and the Argentine ant hasn't really taken over here yet. And we still have the harvester ant. So these guys are doing just fine here, but we need to protect these environments so we can protect little cute lizards, just like the Blanesville horned lizard.
Ciao!
Ciao! Good job, boys.
That was awesome, man.
Good catch. Good catch. Good spot, Angel. Heck
yeah. All right, let's get some quick photographs of this guy and then let him go on his way.
Yep.
Cool.
We're just trying to bust through some pretty thick stuff right now. Just getting through all this scratchy, sharp stuff.
High knees.
But
is the key.
high knees.
High knees.
But we are now where the rattlesnakes are. This is the kind of habitat they like. This little blotch, the kind of broken up sunlight, rocky slopes. Like every step here, especially around the rocks.
Gotta watch where you're parking.
Yeah.
Alright.
So this is a really good spot right here that we're in. We're gonna split up, cover some ground, and be really careful where we put our hands and our feet, because boy do these snakes blend in well. And it wouldn't be good to take a bite all the way up here.
Rolling. Oh, watch out, watch out. That was quick. Just FYI.
Watch out. Do you need help? Can you hold it? I think I got him.
Be careful where you guys step, okay? There could be another one around.
Yeah. So, we just came across a speckled rattlesnake, who we've been looking for all day, but he's in this rock, so we're gonna try to finagle him out of here. He's in a tight spot, so if we get him, we're gonna bring him onto the trail. So be ready to back up, Angel.
Yep. And we gotta keep our eyes peeled, make sure there isn't another snake around here.
Okay, he's coming down this way, hon.
Bennett got his tail.
I got him.
You got him?
He's coming. Got him. Nice. Hold on. I got him.
Your shirt is stuck on a piece of branch. Just FYI.
Watch out. Do you need help? Can you hold it?
Oh shit.
Alright, coming down.
Woo!
Coming down or?
Be careful, watch your footing, watch your footing. Watch your footing. Holy shit. Oh. Whoa.
Nice teamwork, Bennett. Oh,
Damn.
whew. Now that is the speckled rattlesnake. That's a big one too. It's a nice size speckled rattlesnake. Let me get it. She's actually pretty calm. Beautiful. Absolutely.
Holy
Snag, man.
Christ, man.
Where was he? He was just coming out of that first rock. So as you can see though, look, I mean this is a rattlesnake, is venomous. but you can tell he just wants to get away, and hasn't even struck at us at all.
Yeah.
It's not rattling, just wants to get away. But this is we want to take it up to the rock piles so we can show you just how well they camouflage where they're most at home. This is called the southwestern speckled rattlesnake, a pretty common rattlesnake in Southern California and throughout the Southwest. Normally this is not a way I would ever hold or capture a venomous snake, pinning them behind the head like this. It does no damage or injury to the snake at all. It doesn't hurt the snake, but it does make it a little safer for me to show you some of his features up close. If you look closely at the scales, it's got a pattern that's speckled with many different shades of colors. It's got some banding, but you know, as you can see, it's got some brown scales, it's got some kind of tannish scales, sand colored scales, and then there's even green speckling that goes all over every single one of those scales. And that's why they call it the speckled rattlesnake. It's often speckled with all these different kinds of colors. And where you find these snakes is up on hillsides, rocky slopes, canyons, and they will often be many different colors. They vary a ton. Some of these can be almost blue in color. There are some that are almost white as snow in color. There's real black dark ones, and as you can see here, this one's a little bit more light, but they just come in all like a kaleidoscope of colors, and they're beautiful, beautiful snakes. And this is something that we really wanted to show you, is how, like, the detail of these scales. So you can see, if he was to be coiled up amongst rocks like this, being flat with earth, he'd be extremely difficult to see. And they blend really well, and it's a good way to escape predators, and it's a good way to sit in ambush and wait for prey. So that camouflage works in a couple really, really great ways. And then another thing is obviously the rattle here. You can see he's not rattling too much. He's not super stressed out. When they're stressed out, that's what they do, is they rattle, and that's a warning to predators to stay away. And these rattles are made out of keratin. It's the same things that the same substance that your fingernails are made out of, and they just link together every time the snake sheds. He gets a new one of these little buttons, and they are loosely connected, so when it shakes, then it makes that maraca-like noise, and it can be pretty loud. The muscle that actually shakes this tail is the fastest moving muscle that any vertebrate has in the world. So pretty interesting, fast fact for you right there. But it's a beautiful snake nonetheless, and this is what we're out here to find today. And we've been looking all day. We've definitely been working pretty hard for it. Been getting scraped up, scratched up, been getting bloody and sweaty. And we're about to head back to the car, and bam, found him. So,
Ciao.
ciao.
Best way to find them.
Best way to find him. And it did take some work to get him out of a little rock crack. So
what's that saying?
Wasn't easy.
What's that saying, Bryce? If you can't find the animal you're looking for, what?
You want to touch him and you see how he feels. A lot of people think snakes are slimy. But as you can see, he feels really neat. You know, he's kind of rough, kind of smooth at the same time, but very dry feeling, you know, not slimy at all. Yeah. So, awesome find today, guys. Good work.
Good spot,
Good
man.
spot. All right.
So I say we take some quick photos of him.
Yep.
And then let him go on his way.
Absolutely.
Write it up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Let's get it.